transformed our sense of collective identity into competing camps. It's become a way of life, permeating and influencing our conversations, the people and groups we associate with, the shows we watch, and hell, even the places we eat out at. Yes, now there are restaurants that have made public their moral or ethical beliefs, and that has created factions of people who will either eat there because they agree with the mindset, or those who will not, come hell or high water, they'd rather starve. Amazing. Even eating has become polarized. More recently, we've all witnessed the competing viewpoints of maskers and the non-maskers, the vaxxers and the anti-vaxxers. All the contention and conflict that was present prior to the virus has only been inflamed by the social, economic, and practical changes imposed upon us in this new normal fostered by COVID-19. To put it in U.S. Navy SEAL terms, the virus has left us walking in mud on the bottom of a dark bay, carrying a heavy load while breathing from a scuba tank. And, as a former Navy SEAL, I find myself wanting to help make sense of this unexpected burden we're all living with by sharing some of my own experiences and how they relate to what the whole country is facing. Many of you have no doubt heard of the infamous Bud's bell that hangs outside the training cadre's office. You ring it once to get the attention of the cadre inside. Ringing it 3 times triggers a drop on request, meaning you quit. Once rung, you can never unring the bell. I think all of us at some point in the months since COVID hit have wanted to ring our own metaphorical bell 3 times, to throw up our hands in the face of overwhelming adversity and changes forced upon us that we neither embraced nor signed up for. As much as anything, the mission statement for this book is to provide an alternative to ringing the bell when life piles on, if not because of COVID, then because of something else. And, unlike the case in Bud's, you can indeed unring your metaphorical bell, and this book will help you there too, in steering a course toward recovery, reconstruction, and even redemption. How do we get out of the figurative mud in which we find our feet mired, slogging along with every step a challenge? That's the question. For the answers, let's begin our journey to the other side. Introduction. To augment present naval capabilities in restricted waters and rivers with particular reference to the conduct and support of paramilitary operations, it is desirable to establish special operations teams as a separate component within Underwater Demolition Units 1 and 2. An appropriate cover name for such units is SEAL, being a contraction of Sea, Air, Land. Vice Admiral Wallace M. Beakley, Deputy Chief of Naval Operations, June 5, 1961. I wasn't born until 2 years after Vice Admiral Wallace Beakley uttered those words, and that would come to define my adult life. I loved every minute of being a Navy SEAL and served in Special Operations for 26 years, 14 of those with Naval Special Warfare Development Group. As a SEAL, I traveled all over the world to train with our allies and fight America's enemies, never imagining that the greatest enemy and greatest challenge our country ever faced would end up being something I couldn't even see, a microbe, a virus, COVID-19. As individuals, we never could have anticipated or prepared for this. One day the world was normal, and the next everything changed, jolted to a halt by the pandemic. Part of my training as a SEAL involved preparing for biological warfare, but no enemy I had been trained to fight unleashed this scourge upon us. There are the theories as to how it came to be, but at this point it doesn't really matter. The virus knows no nationality, culture, or political persuasion. COVID-19 has upended our lives, confronted us with our own mortality, and torn apart the very fabric of who we are. Not being one to give in or give up, I found myself wanting to respond, not with bullets, but a keyboard. My job, my purpose as a Navy SEAL was to keep you safe from things that go bump in the night, from the monsters out there that are very real. COVID is a monster too. And if I can't keep you safe from it, maybe I can at least help you endure the new normal the pandemic has left in its wake, to foster a mindset of perseverance, of courage, of never giving up in the face of adversity, the bedrock principles of the Navy SEALs. First, a bit of perspective. In 1983, the Naval Special Warfare community